Alright, how's everyone doing today? Welcome back to another show with me. Today, it's going to be simple. Don't be afraid. You're a veteran, whether you're transitioning, you just got out, or you've been out for a while. Don't be afraid. What are you going to be afraid of? The transition, new life, you're not fitting in at the current company, civilians just are a different breed. You're not the only one, and you're not going to be the last. We're all veterans. We all get along for the most part. I know there's certain people I've met in the military that I'm good without seeing ever again. But if I saw them struggling, I'll admit I'll probably have a little smile, but I don't want to see them too terribly hurt. So don't be afraid to raise your hand and say, hey, need help. I know in the military when I joined, I think I talked about this during the medical records. I joined at a time that you're always told, hey, don't get stuff documented at mental health or with the med group because they're gonna med board you. Well, it happened to me anyway. But if you need help, say something. Whether it's to the VA, your doctor, your PCM, or your friends. I have one buddy, Mock, where no matter what, I can talk to him. He was med boarded as well. He knows what it is, what it's like to go through it and go through the transition, dealing with the VA. The only people that know what it's like to have to deal with the VA still are other veterans. Civilians, they just don't understand it. Same with what it was like to be stationed overseas, be deployed. The only other people that understand are your veterans. So enjoy that veteran community. Get involved. You don't have to go to every outing that they have. At UNLV, they have a Rebel Vets community. Other veterans that are going to school at UNLV. They have monthly get-togethers, hikes, stuff like that. You don't have to go to every one of them, but you can go to like the little Zoom meetings and stuff like that. Just kind of check in, see what's going on. It gives you just that sense of community. Um, Here in Vegas, they have an ammo association. I haven't done anything with them, but I keep tabs. I watch what they're doing on their Facebook groups and stuff like that. It just gives you an option. So don't be afraid to get involved. The VFW, they're all over the place. Get out there. You're not alone. Now if you have families and friends, if you move back home, you have all your high school buddies, cool. Use them as a group. You're not alone. Simple, right? Yeah. So, like I said, this is a short, sweet, and simple video. Just remember, you're not alone. Create that group of people around you that support you. And that does kind of bring me up to another point that'll extend the video that are going to hinder you. If they honestly are bad for you, if they're not supporting your goals, don't care what other people think. Go for what you want to do. If you want to start a business, start a business. If you want to go to school, go to school. If you want to move somewhere, move. Don't lock yourself down just because one or two people are, oh, that's a bad idea. You shouldn't do it. Well, why not? If it's what you want to do it. This isn't the military anymore. You don't have to PCS wherever they tell you to. You can move wherever you want to move to, live how you want to live, as long as it's within the law. You get a federal charge on you, you're probably going to lose your benefits anyway. But live life how you want to live. It's as simple as that. Don't be afraid. And don't be afraid if you're in a job that you just don't like. Don't be afraid to just go, okay, enough. This isn't the military anymore. You're not on a 4-year contract or a 6-year contract where you've got to make it to the end of the contract in order to get out or get dishonorably discharged. If it's an hourly job, cool. I've been in a couple jobs where I worked for Walmart for a little while, and I was like, you know what? They were trying to tell me it was going to be 6 months to a year before you could really apply to get the next job up. The supervisor I had at the time was just a horrible POS. I wasn't going to work for him. And I talked to HR and I told him some of the stuff that the guy was doing. Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. Well, if you shouldn't be doing that, fucking do something about it. They didn't do anything. Alright, I'm out. Same with another job I worked at. As a supervisor, I was only getting paid $1 more than the person next to me. But I was a supervisor, they weren't. For only $1 more? Yeah, no. I did it for almost a year. COVID took away 6 months or 5 months of that. So I worked there for like 9 months. Worked my rear end off. And when I sat back and looked at it, I just looked at it as it's not worth the stress. And don't be afraid. Don't do something that's going to make you unhappy. You're a civilian now. Enjoy life outside of the military. So that job, I left. I'm now going to school full time. I get my housing from the GI Bill. I have my disability. Through budgeting, which is another one of my episodes, I can survive without needing another job. Now, having a job does help out. I do have an internship that I have to do to be able to graduate, which I could graduate in December of this year. All I got to do is do a summer internship and then finish off my classes in the fall, and I'm graduated with a bachelor's. I'm transferring to a new degree probably in business, but even with business I'll have to do a internship but that's fine. A paid internship just gives more money in my pocket. Same with any job I do puts money in my pocket. The way I make sure I'm comfortable is all my big bills are paid or covered from my disability compensation. Everything else I make after that is money to go out, eat out, travel, whatever. So if I don't have a job and I'm not going to school, I know I still have a roof over my head, my car's paid for, I've got food. A couple bucks left over at the end of the month. So I mean, if I don't get a job, yeah, I don't travel all the time, but I can live. Don't be afraid. Plan your life out correctly and you can be comfortable. I know right now I'm kind of probably all over the place, but that's literally how my mind works. I think there's a hamster up there that just kind of stops every once in a while and jumps on a different treadmill. But, yep, that's how I am. And that's how a lot of veterans are. We all know each other. And hell, it's another point of don't be afraid and grow your group, your networking. Chances are, like I know in my career field, I might not know person A, but I kind of know who he is through person B and C. People that I met 10 years ago. We might have mutual supervisors. We might have been at the same base at the same time. I know when I was deployed in 2018 to Kuwait, a couple of people that I worked with, we didn't know each other at the time, but we were both stationed in Korea for the same year or two that I was there. So no matter what, down the road, you kind of know each other and you have stuff to talk about. Like, yeah, I remember our chief back then. Heck, we had me and my buddy Mock, who I've been friends with since 2007, when we were stationed in Korea. We had a great supervisor, great shop chief, who ended up becoming Chief Hardy. Best dude I'd ever worked with. That chief, I'd work to hell and back. If he called me up today and said, hey, I got a job in frickin' middle of nowhere, I would drop what I'm doing to go work for him. I would work through hell and back for that guy. That's how he was. And there's some, Chief Amato, great chief. A lot of people didn't like him. But for the time that I worked for him, yeah, I would work for him anywhere. Abner, same thing. And there's some that I probably wouldn't go anywhere for. So, alright. It's already at 12 minutes, so keep this one. I was trying to keep this one short, but alright, y'all. Have a good one.